let's take a look back at what has happened so far, so that you can enjoy the rest of the show even more. The story begins with Jay being chased by Kanter. At this time, Jay was caught in an undersea volcano which caused him to sink to the bottom of the sea, and Kanter gave up trying to catch him. However, Jay survived and washed up on the island in a near-death state. Here is the story of why Jay was hunted. Jay escaped from the orphanage and became a street child living in the city and stealing with his friends. At the age of 15, he was captured and sent to the army, where he became a master pilot of the Kamis, a military flying unit. 10 years later, after leaving the army, he formed a band of thieves with his old friends to steal the king's treasure. So Jay escaped on a fishing boat. Jay drifted to an island, and it was LaRue who found him.
And now 1 year later, we come to the story. First of all, it's a story of a family of 3. LaRue's mother May hates him and he can't talk to his sister Pamela.
LaRue, like Pamela, was a shy child until Jay came to the island a year ago. He knew Sonya, but he was not close to her. But after Jay arrived, he started going to the harbor every day, and became very close to Sonya, so no matter what kind words her mother May said to her, she could not smile. She couldn't tell anyone else in the family about her painful feelings, so she confided in Sonya for the first time. At the time Pamela learned about her real mother, May was happier than anyone else. About the birth of LaRue, she was a stone painter, who painted stones with her heart. And Pamela got a brooch that was May's work of art.
Next, about May, Pamela's mother.
May's heart is complicated. She just doesn't like LaRue. She doesn't like how he doesn't keep his word, how he bothers everyone, and how he does everything. The real reason seems to be past life. May has known Sonya since she was a little girl. They used to be very close, but after the birth of Pamela, they grew apart. May wanted to hide her dislike of LaRue, but Sonya knows that.
So, this is about Sonya.
Sonya is 70 years old, and she is the owner of the port. She checks that the food coming in from overseas is safe. She provides a place to live and work for many people who have been pushed out of society. Here's a point about the work of the port. On the helicopter ride to the island, a subordinate was explaining to Kanter
the history and cultural life of the Silence. Seems very different from the rest of the world.
Yes, exactly. It is a society where everyone does only what they like to do. That's why there is no forced labor at all. In the port of Sonya, loading and loading cargo is not done manually. It's like game. They put on goggles, control the air elevator, and put it in the warehouse. Only the men who like to do that are left. Emmy, Sonya's assistant and the only female staff member at the port, is also one of the islanders. She is the smartest and most well-informed person in the port. She is also a technologically minded person and is in charge of the various equipment at the port. She also helps check the food coming into the island using analytical equipment. But the most important thing about Emmy is her love for Jay. More than anyone else, she is worried that Jay's existence will be exposed. Kamis is not something that a normal person can buy. It's a military unit. Uncle G has been able to get his hands on a Kamis that crashed on the battlefield. The assembly was done in the woods on the island, out of sight of the townspeople. That's why we were so careful to keep the test flights in the forest. But Emmy's prediction came true when the plane flew over the town of Kudalpani. So Kanter is heading for the island. It is a much faster response than Emmy expected. Emmy had planned to start the operation the day after the banquet. Will he make it in time?
The last of the main characters on the island is Uncle G.
Uncle G is Sonya's childhood friend and is 70 years old. He lives in the cave bay town of Chamber on the other side of the island from Kudalpani. There is a dock for fast boats in the bay. By the way, Uncle G is a genius at enjoying life. He has a knack for turning anything that happens into something to look forward to, but he is also a bit of a jerk to everyone around him. When Jay found out that Uncle G knew not only how to fly kameez but also how to build it, he had Uncle G assembled the scraps he had acquired.
Then after flying the kameez through the city, it was discovered that there was still alive. His pursuer Cantor is now on his way to the island.
Cantor is an organization that reports directly to the king and is able to control the military and police. The island is not a Cantor's country, but since the island is open to all, they are free to enter and search.
This is what's happening now on the island. Meanwhile, what about the other world called Akasha? Akasha is a place where the data of the soul damaged past life is extracted from the Akashik record, a database that records everything in the universe. The way to go to the past life is to touch the mala, a necklace around the neck of a human being. When you touch the mala, which is a series of black and white stones, the past life of the stone you touch will appear on the wall in this story. Many of life's problems are in the past life. Akasha is there to solve those problems. Those who learn of incidents that occurred in the past life, when they return to this life, will find some inspiration or awareness that will turn their lives around. May's mala is a pitch black stone. Sonya and May went into past life to whiten that black stone.
This Akasha is one of many Akashas. It is staffed with picture, furniture, stationery, etc.
The members are floor lamp, picture, a painting hanging on the wall, pen stand, a stationery case, mirror, and big rose from the Akasha of flower garden.
Picture is always sleeping, so the real number one is floor lamp. Mirror is an apprentice past life guide, but he is not happy with his position as an apprentice. Pen stand is a character who thinks he is the best.
Big Rose is an Akasha in the flower garden, and is a veteran of thousands of years of working in charge of children.
Neat staff with cells, that's what Picture thought and approached. Akasha of flower garden, then Big Rose came.
Big Rose knows a lot about May,
because May used to go to Akasha of flower garden when she was little. And after almost 30 years, May was reunited with Big Rose. Finally she found the past life in question. May will go to the past life after this. Will the misunderstanding be cleared up and the wound of the soul be healed?
This is what has happened so far. After this, May goes to the past life in question. On the other hand, Cantor is going to the island in pursuit of Jay.
Well, enjoy episode 6.